Figured out exactly what I'm gonna do. Since you love your fingers so much, I'm gonna dig all 5 of mine down your throat, rip out your uvula, start stretching it out like one of those fair balloons, so I could tie those noodles you got for hair up, so I could get a clear look at the face of my first op. And after I deal with you, I may have to take a picture and put that shit on my wall. Man, you sound like you're really upset, lil' jit. I got 2 things that I love the most in this world. My baby mama, who left me for that other dude who I'm plotting on at this very moment. Me and my boys got a scheduled block spin for him next Wednesday. And Tuesdays at Buffalo Wild Wings. The buy one, get one. They call me Jabber. Jabberwocky. What's your name, Jit?
Shout out to Florida.
Bitch. And these boys
Florida
get
Jit. Yo, it's your boy CB Jamrock back at it again with another one. We got Gachiakuta from Garbage to Goonage. Now, if you're not watching this, I don't know what you on. You missing the greatness. You missing the legendary anime in the making. And it's so great that the animation is great. The fights are great. Even the commentary, the jokes, everything. This is shaping up to be a 10 out of 10. It's been a 10 out of 10 for the last 6 episodes so far. You missing if you ain't catch up to this yet. So let's see what our boy Jules Dot got to say about this today. So without further ado,
keep taking care of those locks for me, Kay.
Is this girl feeling me or am I geeking? Like, I've never been. Rudolph, come meet our girl Semu. Forced to be a receptionist, but born to be my wife. She always has to give the new guys a little up and down assessment, and she's got this ability where she...
Mr. Natural, it's nice to meet you in the flesh. Engine got me up to speed on everything, but I still need to see it for myself.
I love when she does stuff like that and you hear her voice in that rasp. Lord have mercy. Just stand still and let her do her thing before I step in your way. And I let her gaze upon me. I love when she does that. You good, girl? He's ugly, ain't it?
Physically speaking, he's in excellent shape, so we won't need to build him from the ground up. And he's got a good relationship with his vital
Yeah, no, I was telling him the same thing.
That said, seems his use of it is shoddy at best.
Yeah, no, you could be my shawty for sure.
He's gonna need some work before he can draw on his power at will.
But no, actually, so that's it? Or...
Not quite. How'd you get boo-boo on the back of your neck?
Sam, you stop. You're the funniest girl I know. Please back it up into me. That boy ain't named Rudo, he Pudo, right? Right, dude, that's funny though. That shit ain't funny. Is this thing on? Is it?
this thing is stupid.
Yeah, no, so Gachiakuta. Watched the first 2 episodes, made that video, got a lot of people talking in the comments about how the show is not trash. I thought it was a pretty self-explanatory thing, how the show's about trash, so I'm gonna make the title slightly clickbaity. That's just how the gears were spinning in my head, and I'm probably gonna do something similar for this video. But I took a couple weeks off from the show into my Patreon, boys and gals. I didn't watch these on there because it's like sometimes I just like reclining and watching a couple shows back to back rather than having bright lights on my face and standing up and talking to y'all, but basically talking to myself. Whereas I could just chill, get some Bubba Coos burrito, 5 tacos, 2 with grilled chicken, 3 crispy, sriracha ranch, white rice, cilantro, sour cream and cheese with the chipotle sauce on the side. I could get that and just sit back and do what I do best, which is be a eater. Ladies, take that as you will. But no, so that's just how I went about watching these last couple episodes. But I'm gonna get back to it on the Patreon for those who are watching. But I'm not gonna lie, I think I said it in the first 2 episodes. I thought the concept of the show seemed very interesting at first. The art style seemed cool, but it wasn't really hooking me in like that too hard off the bat to where I was sitting here curling my toes in excitement week in and week out waiting for the next episode. And I think that's also kind of why I had that break from watching it. But I will say now that I'm fully caught up, I'm a bit more invested because we start where I left off and we find out that there was a whole ass city in this place and that it just wasn't big piles of trash. So that was already a shocker. And it was in this episode where we met his fitness trainer, the one who's going to be teaching him the ropes of being a cleaner. Forgot his name. It started with one of the last 3 letters of the alphabet though, that I know for a fact. And they met in an alleyway. It's like, yes, we saw Rudo fighting the trash beast in episode 2, but like episode 3 and the next couple episodes, these niggas really box in this show. Like they get down and they boogie because Rudolph accidentally oversteps and takes Zeroth's staff, which is his important item. And he started beating his ass until Rudo tried to look at things from a different perspective from the game that Recto used to be spitting to him and de-escalated the situation, got in his customer service bag and was like, you know what, that's on me, my fault. And Zeroth is coming to shake his hand and everything, and Rudy feels like this is a perfect time to bust out a smile. First one he's ever putting out. So he goes for it and he looks like one of the aliens from that first episode of Afghanistan. And he tries one with the mouth open, eyes open. And I used to be a very fearful kid. Like if I saw a thumbnail on YouTube talking about the Illuminati and Disney, like I'd have nightmares about it for a month. The face he was making here is some shit that they put on those types of thumbnails back in the day.
But that aside, Zebo felt disrespected by his ugly. So then they end up squaring off in boxing, and Rudo becomes Rududu for a short period of time because he conjures up a plunger and starts attacking Z with it, to where he then gets fecal matter on his face, and that ends up being the finishing blow for him.
But later on they regroup the engine, and we see that Zebo is a super fan of this nigga. So much so to he probably has like posters in his room doing his Calvin Klein trash bag shoots and stuff like that. But then at the end of episode 3, we're introduced to a new character, and her name was Rio. And they already had the double R thing going on, so you could clearly tell that this is going to be his lover in some way, shape, or form. But she starts playing with his dreads, and she's like infatuated with his things, which is like, as a curly top man myself, there's one thing I can say I've experienced. It's this: some women just, they don't even ask. They just start digging for gold in my bush. In America, like, I'm not even gonna say as a dark, I'm just gonna say I feel like if you have curly hair, that's just what comes with the territory. And some may say it's a blessing, but it's a curse as well. Because it's like when your hair is on one day and your curls are activated, it's like a moth to a flame. Like it just doesn't stop. Like I remember I was not too long ago out with my family member who's similar to me in age. He has luscious hair himself. If he watches this, he'll know exactly what I'm talking about. And I was looking slightly chopped this day. I wish this was me. Oh, I wish this was me. But I also wasn't in my domain too. This wasn't my city.
Yeah, we all know it. We all know, especially if you got dreads. They just love to come up and be like, "Ooh, your dreads look nice," especially when you just get them things done. No, not when you just get them done. When you get them done and you finally take them loose and they got that curl and that bounce. Ooh, they be like, "Ooh, your hair all soft and bouncy." Then if you wash your hair with that mango and lime, they be like, "Your hair smell delicious," and be like, "Oh, stop."
So it's like he could have this woman, but Snow Cougar, 40 to 45 years old, has a boyfriend or husband. She started doing laps. She walks by one time, looks him up and down. "I love your hair." I don't even think she asked to touch it. That left hand was weaving through his jungle in about 2.7. 15-30 minutes go by. Holding her husband's hand, as she passes him, she starts talking to the dude like, "Oh, I love his hair. I touched it a couple minutes ago. It was so soft." Whatever. She comes back. I think she went dual wield at one point, both hands kind of fluffing it, like basically cuffing the left cheek and right cheek of his curls and kind of plumping them up a little bit. I was very discombobulated because this is one of those moments where it's like, this is happening to someone you're very close to, and it sort of feels like it's also happening to you in the process. So yeah, I can't sit here and lie and say I wasn't falling in love, but she does that. And I'm a firm believer in the law of equivalent exchange and reciprocation. So it's like, if you're gonna play with my curls, like, let me play with something, you know? It doesn't have to be anything too crazy. It could be your dimples, you know what I'm saying? But just like, let me get up in there. But that's besides the point. She comes around for round 3 and does that shit again.
If I'm her husband, I don't care if me and her have went through war together. Trenches type shit. That basically counts as 3 bodies. And we're gonna have to revisit the terms of services of our marriage relationship, whatever the fuck this is, because clearly we have a different interpretation of what's going on here.
But I mean, I went off on a tangent, but that was only going off on that tangent to say that, like, having curly hair that you take care of when you go out, it really is a curse. And ladies, just please don't like come up and put your hands and ask to touch my hair and compliment my shit. Like, please don't, seriously.
But tinkering with my conditioned curls aside, we see Rudo sort of discombobulated about what just happened with him and his girl, and he was getting mixed signals. But I was also feeling a similar frequency in terms of feeling mixed signals but not necessarily in the same way that he was, because when it comes to me, I love all women, all shapes, sizes, colors, and creeds.
I got 100 on my dash, got 200 in my trunk. Name in the grab bags for my.
I don't even know if that was the right use of that word, but it felt like it was supposed to roll off the tongue in that way. But where I grew up, and I'd say my home court, is usually in the snow biome. That seems to be where I thrive the most, and I just haven't stepped out of something transformative and enlightening going on throughout the four corners.
Oh, go back.
Just being honest. But when we see our girl, that seems to be where I thrive the most, and I just haven't stepped out of that box.
Hold on,
So
dude.
I've only been down the vanilla cake. But where I grew up, I don't even know if that was the right use of that word, but
Yeah.
it felt like it was supposed to roll.
Was
off the
that
tongue
Miss
that way.
Marvel and
But where I grew up,
Sue Storm
and
and
I'd
stuff?
say my home court is usually in.
Yep. That's the one that could turn into diamond and telepath. And I think that's Sue Storm, and I don't know who that one is. But yeah, I get it.
The snow biome. That seems
It's
to be
my
where I
snow
thrive the
biome.
most, and I just haven't stepped out of that box. So I've only been down the vanilla cake pop route. I'm just being honest. But when we see our girl Semiyu for the first time, I can confidently say I felt something transformative and enlightening going on throughout the four corners of my body.
Yeah, especially since she was sitting there. What's she looking at? Boobies. She looking at sexy bitches. Like, my girl.
And I was getting ready to start stepping in the name of love, straight to the chocolate factory. Of course, minus the federal offenses. One thing's for sure, I'm gonna put on my cleanest shoes, and I'ma clean the floor, and go out and clean for Samuel. Clean in the name of love, clean in the name of love. Because she is dangerous.
With 2 capital D's. Wait, no, that's kind of a bar. That wasn't even intentional. Seriously, dangerous with 2 capital D's.
With 2 capital D's, the dangerous. Ow! Let me get one more. Ow! Ow!
This nigga, stop it. Nigga,
And
stop
one may
it.
make the argument that I'm a freaky ass nigga for making such outrageous comments, but I'm not the one that was gooning on company time. I'm just gonna put it like that, because when the camera zooms in on her, we see that she's flipping through what looks to be a fast food menu, because I'm seeing double and triple stack burgers, even some single patty joints. Like, I'm just matching energy here. That's all I'm saying.
Because the dub actor #1 killed it. I felt like it was like an ASMR, and I was being coddled to sleep in a good way though, and not even just the glasses. Love that part, but like with the little strings dangling from the side to give her that librarian look, but while she's also looking at a magazine filled with nyash, where
I'm glad I'm the only one who I ain't noticed that librarian look. When they opened the door and she was sitting there reading her little goon book, I was like, check. I'd have been like, hello, and who might you be, darling? Oh, you got the power to see the future, so you already know who I am. So, can I get to know you? I don't need to talk to him. Can I talk to you?
knew that she was one of those women that like
means business, but when the lights get low, she means business. But no, that aside, they had their little introduction, and we head out to go do our first bulk pickup.
And we see our girl Rio in action for the first time. But keep in mind, I started watching this show in sub, but I watched the rest of it in dub. Her voice actor is really good too for the dub. The dub is just pretty good in general, except for Rudo. He's a bit Charmin Ultra up until episode 6. But we see these trash beasts pull up. She's calm, cool, collected. She starts going on a tear. Rudo's getting intimidated by the adversity, and he's folding under pressure until one of our
I think it's an extremely chalant dreadhead.
boys is about to get mauled, and then he steps in and then hits some all for one shit where everything's branching out and he's tweaking about his power. That's not the important part here. The important part is that the head trash beast had locks, and we just happen to have a hairstylist on our 4-man unit here that could take care of those things, because he clearly hasn't washed these in a minute. So she gets straight to his scalp and makes him restart his lock journey, which lasted about 5 seconds. And if these trash beasts have a bloodstream, this one must have had minoxidil flowing through it with how fast that shit grew back. Healthier than ever too. But he's clearly aggravated, he starts tweaking out, and then Rudo almost falls to his demise.
But then our man Bruce D support pulls up and saves the day.
Great character, by the way.
Yes.
He really shows up these next couple episodes, and I hope he's here to stay. But she eventually gives this trash beast his cut and cuts him out of existence.
And the more I watch it, the colder this shit gets. Just how they utilize their weapons and how they take down their enemies. Like, she really is a savant with those. Is that the right word?
Yes, That's accurate.
It's just ludicrous at this point how my vernacular is increasing at such an astonishing rate. I mean, can't we? Can we agree? Damn, like I got wordplay similar to that of Slim Shady himself. But no, seriously,
Okay, all right.
she really was nasty with those things. Just like Engine with his umbrella, and Zanpakuto with his staff, and even Rudo being a jack of all trades. That's just the
Niggas is
power system is
Zanpakuto.
really good so far. I really do like it.
Zonka, nigga, you
But
talking
then
about
they come to find
Zanpakuto.
out that he had a vital item within him, or whatever they call it, and it was looking like he was being controlled by a third party. What the fuck? What the fuck? Where am I at? Last thing I remember is getting my ass humbled by that spherite brat. Hey, excuse me?
Oh yeah,
Where
they
you?
went from Dreadhead monster to Dreadhead.
Let's just say those boys in South Florida hate to see me coming. Now tell me about that spherite kid. And yeah, no, so it was here that we were introduced to our dread-headed Florida man, Jabberwocky, I think his name was, giving
Juan
BLP
Kurt.
Kosher a run for his money. With the thickness of those things, those might as well be wicks. But before we get to his tweakers, they're celebrating Rudolph's newfound employment and throwing a little shindig for him. What's up, boy? Why you so glum?
No, not celebrating his new farm employment because technically the boss man ain't showed up yet, so he ain't employed. They just decided, hey, we gonna celebrate you coming. That way we can just eat.
I don't feel like we properly introduced ourselves
But
to each other.
I gotta give a round
My
of
name
applause
is
to the
Bruce.
DJ.
Some of my boys call me Lucy Brucey.
That nigga was
I
on
think that's
point.
just hating because I get more play than them. If you want to join them in calling me that, that's fine. Just know you'll get your head flattened. But other people just call me B. That you could call me many things. I don't care what you call me. But that aside, what's your name, man? Rudo. So what is it you're so sad about? We're throwing you a big old bonanza, and you went crazy yesterday. I did jack shit out there. I'm pathetic. I always cause trouble for others, and it's just the same and same every single time, just like I did back in the sphere. It never changes for me. Man, shut your hoe ass up and make some trash, nigga. That's what Aubrey would have said if he was here right now. Pick your head. You saved our boy. He's always wanted a vital instrument. He always wanted to be a giver. His shit never awoke, so he's just been supported on the back end until hopefully that happens for him. And speaking of dreams, I'm sure you have one. My dream is as simple as this. A good-looking trash site, reproduce with her, and then seeing those little scraps grow up into fully fledged mountains of trash. That's really my dream, Rudo. And I could tell by the look on your face, you've been done dirty. Dirtier than any of the trash we use on a day-to-day basis. You've been done dirt. May
Hey,
have been
yo,
an op,
This
may have been a
this
shoddy.
trash
I'm
related
leaning towards
conversation is
shoddy
getting
right now.
crazy.
Just the way you have your hair done today and everything, it's given my girl left me for someone else. That's okay. That's the way of life, brother. But I'm getting off track. What I'm trying to say is just focus on you. Focus on you. Focus on your dreams. So we see them kind of initiate Rudo into their gang. And it was a wholesome little thing. But we see Florida Jit tweaking. Looking very Joker-esque from Fire Force. Just sticks his finger in the dude's mouth, wiggles it around a little bit, and then rips out the dude's tongue. And it seems like Rudo's acquired his first legit op, which is like Eureka. You know, congratulations to him. And it's not like we're dealing with a sissy here. This guy looks like he's fluent in Japanese. Rudo's not his first client. You know, he's done this before. He's had victims, and he's hoping to have another one. So I'm glad that we have a good antagonist brewing right now. And I'm hoping Cleaner Protocol
you're right.
is
That
gifting him
nigga
shiesty
Jabba was a
after they
straight
deal with this threat.
certified grade 1 trash out.
But this is something
Crash
we have
out,
to jump
nigga.
on now.
Come on, trash out.
All right, then.
Nah, this nigga got me
I
doing
got a
it.
quick question, though. Why'd you have to call him the rookie?
I call in who I want, and he is relevant to this job.
You're damn right you do, girl. Who the fuck am I overstepping? I mean, damn. They should update that one Simon Says game and just call that shit Samu Says now. I think that's the route they should go with it because you make the rules.
So they get their heist started, and one thing I really like about this show, at least for the dub, is that they use like new lingo. So they kept talking about locking in. They use crash out properly, and personally, I don't feel like it's done too much to where it like comes off as trying to be hip.
It's perfectly done.
It's not too much. It's not too little either. And I like how it's just like smoothly integrated in there. And you could tell, like just with these new age shows, like the dub voice acting is getting better and better, and there's a lot more care and effort put into the casting and put into the actual dub work. And who knows, maybe one day I could get involved in something. But no, so they pull up on Orochimaru, and I was already getting bad vibes, and I knew she'd be leading us astray. And she leads us into a building and somehow gets Hulk level strength and starts pushing the whole group forward to where that second spherite was some Annabelle voodoo shit that she was trying to conjure up. And I guess summon Rudo to them, and then they fall through the earth. And lo and behold, this is the work of two members of the opposing gang, who they call Raiders. And maybe I'm just in a down bad period of my life. We all have been there. Something about this Hot Topic manager was speaking to me, though. I mean, it was a matter of time before y'all pulled up, but like,
Hey, look, man. If she had that goth dog vibe. Everybody likes a hot goth chick. You know what I'm saying? And well, technically, this is a hot goth milf. So my man got into her ass, straight talking mad trash.
This is record time, seriously. And girl, I mean, y'all, you got scoliosis or something? Stand up straight. Damn.
Spinal curvature aside, why is everyone and their mama after my boy, though? Like, I get y'all are probably trying to get to him, so y'all could get to me.
And so you could also get to that bag, but it's like, can we not just be hardworking individuals and grind the organic way? I mean, we got 24 hours in the day, but if you really want to be financially free, then you make that shit 25. You know, you make your own rules. That's at least what my mentor taught me. If you want to make a stack, then you can't slack. But this shit's not even slack. This is whack. Yeah, I'm gonna go to the studio after this for sure.
Why charge a fee for the head when the brain is such a priceless resource? What better way to get a deeper understanding than by picking apart his brain piece by piece? Aren't you dying to know how to cross the border and live to tell the tale?
Scoliosis, I'm gonna be honest with you, that shit sounds like a damn riddle a troll living under a bridge would ask me. No, I'm not, actually. And number two, I wasn't even trying to get political like that. And my viewpoint on crossing borders and stuff, that's for me and me alone. I don't.
So she does her mud clone jutsu, and the action in the show is beautiful because she's putting that pressure. And then Brother Bald is hiding in one of the mud clones and gives him a nasty charged up right hand that sends his ass into the pillar. And he was holding his own but kind of getting overwhelmed at the same time until he figured out that Baldy didn't really have abilities like that. He was just going incognito in one of the clones. And I guess he's been saving this score streak, but he had some ability where he could pop a UAV and see where the actual culprit was, and he just auto locks onto him, dices that fool, spin-a-rooney, boink, and then had to hit that pose at the end. I think it's the glowing eyes just mixed with that art style, but everything about the action in this show is smooth. There hasn't been one bad action scene yet, and he had his moment in this.
Yeah, man, don't do Zonka's goddamn staff like that, nigga. That's that sonic. Nah, what am I looking for? Sound waves. No vibrations in the earth. He's echolocation. That's the word I'm looking. He got echolocation on his staff. So that's the vibrations in the air, spread it out, creating his own version of an echolocation. Easily allowed him to pinpoint the two targets he need to throughout all the mess, and he just speed blitz, bonk, spin twirl, bonk, pose at the end, style on him. Bask in it. Too bad he couldn't bask in it too long, because nigga Jabba pulled up on him and be like, gotcha, bitch. Oh, no, help.
Freaky ass Jabba nigga. Didn't even let him have 3 seconds of this moment.
Yeah.
Our boy Xylophone was like, this one hit did the trick. You better have them cheeks clenched,
Zonka.
boy.
Talk
Look
about
at him.
Xylophone.
What's up with this? Telling him he'd be easy is crazy as hell. Like, I know I know he meant it like physically, but the way he said it and the way he was lurking back there didn't make me feel good. I was clenching because I felt like he was gonna shove those dreadlocks in my shit. Xylo, how you holding up? I know you watch those boys, ain't it? I know you beat them. Trashy ass white hair, stink cloud around him, baby face ass nigga, no drip, breath probably stinks, bitches, definitely not many, that's for sure. I think this is my guy. You're coming with me, boy. So no, Jabba J, he's on his shit immediately, and to me, he just seemed like an aggravated drug user. Like, he seemed very mellow, but tweaky at the same time. And also, his voice actor sounded like Prowler Miles from Spider-Verse. The way he was talking with like a different, I don't want to say it was code switching because he wasn't, but it was with a different like smoothness to it. And he rips Rudo's gas mask off his face and they try to jump him. And he's doing some crazy maneuvers, limbo, killer bee spin kick. And our boy Bruce, being the father figure that he's been, tries to step in front of Rudo and protect him from this maniac. And this scene was cool because Rudo was screaming like, Bruce, get out the way, I got him. The one who needs to handle my ops is me. Like, this is my initiation. I need to do this. This is all me. But then there was silence, and then Jabba was like, promise you're not going to crash out. And then he already stabbed the dude in his chest. It was like super silent and super discreet, which was dope. And I thought Bruce actually went to seek out here. But I don't know. Because with Jabba, he has like the poison, and his blades are like a whole Subway sandwich long. So I just didn't think he was getting out of this in one piece. And now Rudo, up to this point, he's been tough in terms of how he can utilize his environment and utilize the.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you. When this happened, boy, it caught me off guard. You can watch the episode on my YouTube channel. But anyway, it was crazy because Rudo was like, look, get out of the way, man. You don't have a vital instrument. I got this. I can hold my own. And the Jab was just, all you saw was just, Jab was like, hey, promise me you ain't gonna crash out, cuz, this nigga already dead. Like, trash like him are only good folk. I was like, no, not my nigga. He was the cool one, man. I'm like, damn, man. They got you so attached to this guy because he was talking to Rudo at the party and giving him some advice. Like, look, man, don't worry about it, man. Just got down here. Things are going crazy right now. You're spiraling. You got a lot on your shoulders. Just take it one step at a time, man. You got it. I got your back.
The items
Damn.
as weapons, but seeing Bruce's charm fall off, like when he started using this item, I was like, okay, this kid's cracked. So he transforms this charm into some crazy like
nigga. The beat for this fight
stand.
was
I
slap.
lost my core, the thing I wanted to do.
That
But I believe anyone would have stayed lost if their dumbass didn't bring up that shit. I just figured out exactly what I'm gonna do. Since you love your fingers so much, I'm gonna dig all 5 of mine down your throat, rip out your uvula, start stretching it out like one of those fair balloons, so I could tie those noodles you got for hair up, so I could get a clear look at the face of my first op. And after I deal with you, I may have to take a picture and put that shit on my wall. Man, you sound like you're really upset, lil' jit. I got 2 things that I love the most in this world. My baby mama, who left me for that other dude who I'm plotting on at this very moment. Me and my boys got a scheduled block spin for him next Wednesday. And Tuesdays at Buffalo Wild Wings. The buy one, get one. They call me Jabber. Jabberwocky. What's your name, Jit?
Shout
It's
out to
Rudo,
Florida.
bitch. And these boys
Florida
get to it.
Jit.
Rudo's
Jit.
feeling a bit different, you could tell. And Jabstep is a certified tweaker. He's up there with the likes of like Hisoka, the Orochimarus, I think his name is Asnod from Bleach. Like he's in that category. And it just progressively gets worse from here. Because as we see Rudy hit flow state and he's just bobbing and weaving everything, looking like Michael Venom Page, he starts trying to figure out Rudy's ability a little bit and starts putting more pressure on him, trying different tactics. While at the same time, we see Rudy kind of evolving in front of our eyes. Because he stops his ass midair with some telekinesis just to alley-oop himself a punch and throws a right with immaculate form. Look at the torque on the back right leg. If you don't like this, you don't like NBA trash ball. Sends that nigga flying. But Jab ate that jab though. He did. And that's the problem with these types of niggas, because when they get hit like that, that's when they start to turn up more and get even more sexual and freaky. But he's trying all types of things. He's trying to make a mess of this place, starts throwing debris at Rudy, jumping from rock to rock, trying to blitz him. And with him doing that, we see that he kind of figured something out in the process, that when attacks are coming at Rudy that aren't hostile, he has to dodge them himself. But when the talisman feels malicious intent, that's when he could just like be on his observational hockey stuff, which now put him in a very sticky predicament. He lets Rudy know
That was
that
a nice
he figured
touch.
this shit out and starts going primal.
I'm talking all 4s. Claws digging deeper into the ground than when he's digging in his own ass, because he just seems like the type to do that. And I really have to commend Rudy here, because I actually have my own experience dealing with folks who could decide whether or not they wanted to trot on all 4s. And what I mean by that is I used to have a neighbor who, I'm not going to name drop him, but I think he's stabilized now. I think he's good. But in his origins, in his early stages of life, like when we used to play outside, like, you know how kids would get together in the neighborhood, play manhunt and stuff. He was a special case because he actually he could run on 2 feet. It was sort of like Chopper, how he has different forms. He could run on 2 feet, but he preferably would trot on all 4. And he could do it efficiently too. It wasn't something where he was just doing it and it would hinder his mobility. No, when that kid's palms touched the ground and he went from rear wheel to all wheel drive, he was as swift as a cheetah. I'm not even lying. Gazelle type shit. And he used to growl and bite and bark. Like, the thing is, people hearing this may think I'm joking, but my close friends who have been to my house know that this kid existed and still exists today. As a matter of fact, he walks amongst us like he's here. And from his perspective, what a feeling it must be to go day-to-day living life knowing that you are probably top 5 fastest humans using all 4 limbs to move. Like, obviously we got Usain, who's in the rear wheel drive department, but like when it comes to trotting like a wolf and just knowing that you're the leader of that pack, basically, that must be a liberating feel. I don't even know what type of feel, and he's the only one that could really explain that, because I'm telling y'all, he was that fast. I don't know. I'm just going on a tangent. I'm just reminiscing a little bit. And if he's watching this video, because I know he kind of watches my stuff. Shout out to him. He probably knows how ludicrous that shit was back in the day. And that if he's still horsing around, I'm here a couple times a week. Also find me on the second channel. If he's still horsing around, I hope he's doing it in a safe, regulated environment. Because if he's caught in public like that, the government may think that's some superpower shit and cage him up. But my point with that is if I'm Rudy in this situation, I'm getting flashbacks to that, and I'm just scared in general. Even if I didn't have that previous history with an Animorph, this is one of my first times throwing down with an op, so I'd just be scared if he starts assuming these animalistic positions. And my point here is that this nigga took it like a champ, and he just started wailing on him.
He started beating his ass like he does this on the regular, and started punching the spots he was going to go to before he even got to them, and gave him an absurd 10-piece with ghost pepper ranch, a large Coke, and a large fry, depending on the day, of sugar cookie. But of course, as all tweakers do, they always have a trick up their sleeve, that one dose that'll send them to a different level. And with Jab Step here, that one dose was a self-inflicted wound, putting his own perks into his system. And he started tweaking, like he was acting like that one nigga that was on that dating show that had that girl looking at the camera like she was in a sitcom.
But yeah, you find as hell. Let me see you do. Ooh, you make it clap. Let me chill.
He's tweaking.
I'm tweaking. How?
And it's like,
well, what was with that laugh? That nigga, hey, nigga, no, nigga, don't do that. Well, yeah, but this nigga Jabber, oh yeah, Jabber, yeah, that nigga hit himself with the neurotoxin, shut down the mentals, went straight feral, straight crash out, ultimate crash out mode.
like he just went to phase 2. That seemed like how the energy shifted here. And even with Rudo getting blitzed as intensely as he still was bobbing and weaving. He was getting away until
it's like when you fight Melania. You beat her first phase, and then she turned into the goddess of rot, and then she go from just walking you down to now she pressuring you constantly, nigga. That's how that nigga Jabba
he was. About to get his soul snatched here, where our boy Zanpakuto jumps in and saves the day. And when he pulled up, the tactic that they used was some of the best two-man ball I've seen in a very long time. To where he would then try and hit Rudy with malicious intent. Rudy would redirect him to where he wants to go at damn near FTL, and then clank that nigga up the side of his head. It was a very dope method they used to go at him, because then they just started abusing this fool, just juggling him, not even letting him hit the ground. It was a beatdown, but it was dope though. That felt like one of those combos in Storm that you'd hit, where you have full chakra meter, and then you chakra dash them, hit them up, and then you just keep chakra dashing them while they're airborne. And that was that. And when they made an asteroid-sized crater in the ground with his corpse, I genuinely thought that was the end of this fight. I didn't think that this would be the end of him.
Yeah, this nigga motherfucker hit himself with another neurotoxin, nigga.
Have a rebuttal for what just happened, because Rudo's lockdown defense starts, I don't feel so gooding, right in front of his eyes. And he's about to have a meltdown, but then we see that jabber, hence the name, snuck a jab in to his left lower back, and now he was paralyzed. Damn, y'all boys can box. Shit, boy. Oh my gosh. I mean, I was out for most of it, but I mean, judging by the fact that I'm the only one here standing, I'd assume that Blackout Me was putting up a damn good game, to say the least. I wish I could really meet that nigga. What the fuck? There's no way you're up. That doesn't even make sense. I just beat you down harder than I beat the Doonies on that one chick I linked up with last week. I can make my left claws, brother. What? You deadass can heal? Is that what you're saying? No, boy, you tripping, nigga. Hell you talking about, bruh? Ain't nothing to heal if I can't feel. See, you wouldn't get it, but like, perks. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? If I microdose the shit, the pain's non-existent. That's why I was blessed with these, because I was like, damn, I don't even have to hit my dealer up anymore. I could just, you know what I'm saying? I could just self-medicate. I appreciate the little performance that you and Root Boy gave to me. That was really a great time, brother. That shit was tight. Tight like my baby mama. I'm not even going to say that. That's not your business to know. That ain't your business to know. But with my right claw, the shit usually works for about 5 to 10 minutes on me. For you, it'll be about 30. And I think it's time for you to re-up. Free of charge, by the way. And if you'll excuse me, I got some business to attend to. And yeah, I really this nigga. I mean, there's really nothing to read, actually. It's just a bunch of scribbles on a page. Because when he's chill, he's chilling. It's like he seems like a cool character, but then he flips the script and then does shit like this, where he walks up to Rudo, no pupils in his eyes, smiling like he's about to do indescribable things to him, to where he then snatches him up and then makes a run for it while leaving Zanpakuto mid-twerk position. So, I mean, this nigga's just a freak across the board. And if I was Rudo after this rescue mission, I would be heading straight to Trash Jewelers to buy this girl a ring, because she doesn't need to be posted up like this.
With the wind blowing just right, this was Sung Jin-woo-esque. Dare I say Sung Jin-hwa.
She had to give herself this moment before
flex.
Engine came in like a damn torpedo and drilled a hole through his damn stomach. And it's like, you see niggas get their ass beat all the time in anime with swords and like they're getting cut and stabbed and whatever. But like just knowing and having a lot of experience with like the tip of an umbrella, like I know what it is, that didn't sound proper.
Yeah.
Having a lot of knowledge about the anatomy of an umbrella and knowing how the tip is, just seeing how fast
that didn't make it any better. I hope you know that, right?
he was coming in with that, I could feel that shit in my guts. You know
Pause.
Yo, you better win your fight, because I'm coming on your ass, boy. I'm coming for that ass.
Pause.
But that's exactly what it was. That was a gut-wrenching, pelvic thrusting, groin-splitting attack. And Engine spit some shit. He was like, I don't know who the fuck you are, but it looks like you could use a serious cleaner because they're the cleaners. 2 and 2 together. So, I mean, for him, that was a bar. And I really like the other personnel that they were with.
Pull-up
really
game
cool
is
character
crazy.
design to him too. Like this guy with the tie. Jason Tatum would love him. And then Gear 4 Luffy back here with the straw hat. And, of course, you have to have the 2 Gyeldem. And I mean, Jab Step was already, like, on high alert. Like, stay away from him. But, I mean, this solidified it. And I think this should have
honestly resulted in an automatic death sentence. And if not that, at
boy
least
say, yeah, I like the way you looking at me.
I always appreciate
you making me so hard. Hey, yo. That nigga said that shit, nigga.
Violence is
that nigga Engine was like, damn, this is what you gotta deal with? God damn.
And it sounds like I'm hearing the footsteps of a colossal titan, which aren't the footsteps of a colossal titan, but instead just their shit throbbing in their pants because of how excited they are that they have a quote-unquote worthy opponent to satisfy their urges. That's where I'm like, okay, someone needs to grab this nigga by his pool noodles and make an example out of him 3 times over.
Because Jab Step, in his own words, is in a very vulnerable position. Disney needs activated to the maximum potential.
Bambi
Disney
legs.
said some shit like, at ease, y'all. I could only get so brick. What is this debauchery? Good word. What is he talking about? And you can see it in his dreads. Low key, they're standing up a bit firmer than they were before. They were looking a little soft, so maybe there's a correlation.
Because what do you mean you're about to get jumped and your shit's erect right now? That would just deter me. If I'm with my gang, because like in my city where I'm from, I basically run this shit. So like I got my operatives, I got my employees, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, if we got a situation we got to handle and we got to go take someone down and show them what's up, and I bring 5 of my goons with me, we're about to pounce on him from every angle, and the dude's talking about, I'm brick like cocaine right now. This city's yours. I relinquish my position, and I'm stepping down because it's clear that there are niggas in my city that are more dangerous than me. And that's what freaked me out about this guy.
And he was getting ready to attack and attempt a reverse jump in here, which would have been extremely unsuccessful. But then we see Jinx.
A Jinx that either got in the weight room with Vi, or looks like she's taking a bunch of Tren, or maybe even both. Because one of her biceps alone damn near took up the whole screen. She'd beat the fuck out of me. We see her though pop out of a fast travel portal
and said that they got to skedat because the boss was smiling, whatever the fuck that means.
And her saying that led to a very tense moment where she locked her arms together, and it looked like she was damn near getting ready to cue up a German suplex. And a German suplex and just intended to snap his body in half. Because look at the amount of force her forearms are producing. This girl isn't even Jinx, this is Jim.
Yeah, our money. We had some pretty good chemistry. I could feel some real enthalpy between us. That's heat, by the way. I learned that back in class, back when I used to give a damn. So it's like changing heat. In our heat, we were having a lot of exchanges. I really liked what we were doing though. And I mean, for a rookie, you really got a hell of a bag. For a little sorry ass, small fry, smelly ass, but also smelly looking, no drip having, ratchet ghetto, whatever. All the words, yo. You are all of them. You really did solid being a spherite and all. Oh, he probably ain't even hear me low key. That poison's probably singing them songs mentally. So I mean, y'all could just tell him I said adios and I'll see him next time. Where do you think you're going, asshole? This shit's not over yet. Damn, you're still up after that jab I snuck past you. Seems like that bark does have a little bit of bite, and I'm trying to bite you. Let me relax.
God damn.
That shit that you did to my boy look like a damn paper cut. I really love that fight you got. See, that's the shit that gets me horny, y'all. Like, that's it. Wait a sec. Those gloves, I know that pattern. got gloves from that drop too? Aw, dang, yo. I thought that shit was limited edition. I would have never thought that, bruh. The boss are gonna love to hear this. And thank all of y'all for coming out. Because with how y'all have me feeling, I'm gonna be using extra lotion tonight. And I'm gonna do that shit every night until we meet again.
Pause. Yo, relax. I gotta give him a round of applause for that ending, nigga. That ending caught me off guard there. But not wrong. Not wrong at all. If anything, that'd be the perfect ending for the way that nigga was talking, because he was talking mad brazy. That nigga Jabba was excited, nigga. You talking about a nigga who was having so much fun? And if it wasn't for old girl, this nigga would have tried all them niggas up. But like, nigga, fuck it, nigga, run it. Let's box. You gotta respect a crash out like Jabba. That's why you gotta put respect on that nigga Jabba name, bro. Nigga has no fear. He saw 6 ops pull up, and he was like, "Shh, say less, nigga. Come run them hands." Like, nigga, you know it's 6 of us, right? Eh? Run my fade. Oh, but anyway, man, shout out to the boy Jules. Hit the like, comment, share. You know how to do. Catch y'all on the next one. Peace.